So I invite you to start by taking a firm stance on your mat, spreading your legs as wide as you wish, testing the floor, making sure that your body feels supported by the mat, and lifting your toes. Notice the edges of your feet and the parts of you that are connecting you to the earth. Notice how when you lift your toes, your arch engages, and that you have a slight engagement of your quadriceps. Your knees lift as well. So pressed into the earth, lift and lengthen through the crown of your head. Feel yourself like a mountain. The name of this pose is mountain pose. Release your toes, let them relax, let them float gently back down to the ground. Notice how you still have an arch. And pressing into the earth. As you exhale, let go of your neck, your shoulders. And you may wish to just allow your arms to rest alongside your body or connect to your lower belly and your heart, or even hands in prayer. And so picking up hands, I'm going to invite you to take a moment to connect to your inner being. And so once again, for any of you that are just joining, make sure you place yourself on mute as the camera naturally goes to wherever there is a sound. And so let go of your outer world. Give yourself permission to enter your space, the space of your mat, the space of your inner being. As you're grounding yourself, you may wish to imagine that you're growing roots underneath your feet that are connecting you to the earth. And that as you inhale, you're pulling in the earth element that will strengthen and stabilize your body. Balancing your root chakra, the foundation of our being that connects us to our instincts. Allow yourself for a moment to notice the sounds around you. And to start then gently pulling that awareness into your inner being, into the sounds within you. Perhaps you can feel or hear the beating of your heart. Maybe you have a soft sound in your ears. Perhaps you can hear the sound of your breathing. And as you connect to that sound, I invite you to just start witnessing your breath. So imagine you're stepping out of your body, that you're looking at yourself from a little bit above and down, and without judgment. There's no right or wrong way to do anything. Just simply notice your inhalations and your exhalations. Notice how they feel, how deep or shallow they might be, and what parts of your body responds to your breath. Notice if any parts of you are gripping as you're breathing. And I invite you for your next breath to imagine that you're sending the breath into your lower belly, into your feet, into the earth. And allow your exhalation to be long and effortless. And wait for the pause at the end of your exhalation. Notice how there's a pause. Wait for your body to initiate the next breath. And whenever you're ready to breathe, once again, invite that breath deep into your belly. And so we're coming into our body. We're becoming present. We're grounding. I'm going to invite you now to just scan your body, starting with the crown of your head. Just gently pause on each parts of your body, looking for any areas of tension, of gripping, as you make your way down to your toes. And again, we just notice those areas without judgment. Take a moment to notice your level of energy right now as you're starting your practice. Are you feeling agitated or heavy and tired? Or are you feeling just right? Notice the state of your mind. Is your mind present and able to focus on being right here where you wish on your mat? Or is it continuously distracting you? Do you keep on having other thoughts that are coming into mind, pulling you away from the present moment, from the practice? Again, just notice that. Just take a moment to notice how effortless or effortful it is for you to be right here, right now. And then notice your emotions right now. Are they agitated or are they calm and peaceful? Is there something on your heart? Do you have any heartache, any concerns, any worries, any fears that are with you right now? And again, we just become aware of them, showing that we see them, that we notice, we witness where we are, where our being, all aspects of our being are at. And based on that information, I invite you to set an intention for your practice today. What quality would you like to enhance within your being? What is if you could get a little bit more of that quality, no matter what it is, what would that quality be? State that quality in a positive manner, as though you've already obtained that quality, as though you already own it. And if you can't quite believe in it, then one way to say it is, well, with every breath I take, I am more and more of that quality. And when you have that quality for you, we are ready to start our practice. So I'm going to invite you to move a little bit forward on your mat if you weren't already there, testing the earth. And with your next inhalation, inhale your arms, reaching up, interlacing your fingers, pointing the index finger and the thumbs, pulling the arms up towards the ceiling, back towards your ears, feeling a gentle stretch. Now press into the earth, lift your kneecaps, engage your glutes, and lift your heart, your chin up towards the ceiling. Inhale deeply. And on your next exhalation, slowly swan dive forward, keeping your spine straight as long as you can. You'll notice the stretch in your hamstrings at some point, and then bend your knees, allow yourself to surrender, to hang like a rag doll. My knees are bent. Don't worry how deeply you're coming. Just have this feeling of releasing. And we're going to stay there for a moment, letting the tension in the body, in the back body, release. And then gently start straightening one leg at a time. So I'm going to come to the side here. I'm bending and straightening, allowing your body to pivot side to side. Just gently waking up the hamstrings. Now again, at all times, this is your practice. Feel free to make any adjustments you need to honor what your body needs, what your being needs. There's no one judging you. No one is actually seeing you right now. Whoops. And sliding your hands above your knees, resting and pressing into this place above your knees so that you lengthen your spine, pulling your shoulder blades in your back body. Lifting and lengthening, lift your heart. Again, you'll notice a stretch in the back of your legs. Keep lengthening your spine. There should be no tension in your back body. Adjust your spine so you don't feel any pain. And then inhale your arms up. Reaching for the ceiling, bring the palms of your hands together and pulling them in front of your heart. Take a moment to notice how you feel as you exhale. Whenever you're ready to start on your next inhalation, I invite you to inhale your arms up, to lift your chin, your gaze, your heart towards the ceiling. Perhaps you're doing a gentle back bend. Perhaps you're interlacing your fingers, pulling your arms behind you. Taking a deep breath, feeling the extension. And with your next exhalation, swan dive forward, placing the palms of your hands above your knees. Keep reaching out through the crown of your head as you pull your shoulder blades in your back body. Noticing the stretch in your legs. Your legs are straight. Now imagine you're stretching the mat between your feet, that you're separating your sit bones, pulling them apart. We're creating space for the sacrum to pivot forward. Inhale, and then bending your knees. Allow yourself to completely release your spine. Allow your torso to rest on your thighs. And you may wish to lift your chin up and down as though you're doing yes, to roll in one direction and in the opposite direction. Now bend your knees enough so that you can ground the palms of your hands in front of you. And then take a step back with your right foot. Right toes are in the ground. And take a moment to feel your connection to the earth. Grounding your feet, evenly distributing your weight. Now squeeze your glutes and press into the earth. Press into the earth and float up into a lunge. Inhaling your arms up and exhaling your arms down. And continuing at the pace of your breathing, reaching up. Now again, this is your pose. There's a few things you want to be mindful of though as you're breathing your arms up and down. The first one is to check the alignment of your front knee with respect to your toes. So we want that knee to be aligned with the middle of your second and your third toe. Your back leg, as much as possible, you're rotating it, internally rotating it so that the back knee is pointed straight down towards the mat. Your torso is perpendicular to the ground and is located somewhere between your front and your back leg. So your weight is neither towards the front or the back. Now again, these are guidelines. For the knee, it's really important because that alignment is going to protect your knee. For your torso, just notice the difference. And we're going to take, with our next exhalation, we're going to bring our hands back to the ground. So inhaling, bring your fingertips back to the floor. Take a step back with your left leg. And take a step forward, this time with your right foot. Once again, before you come up, find your grounding on the floor. Your feet are hip distance apart. Evenly distribute your weight. Squeeze your glutes and float up. So the balance comes from strong glutes. As you evenly distribute your weight by pressing into your front and into your back leg, once again, checking the alignment of your knees, and then start reaching your arms up and down. If you wish, you can also just hold the pose if you want. The movement matches your breathing. Well, hopefully for you, because I'm talking too much. So inhaling the arms up as we lengthen and exhaling the arms down. Notice how our balance might be challenged. Notice other parts of your body that might be gripping. So always check the forehead, the lower jaw, and clench your teeth. Relax the neck and the shoulders. Keep breathing, looking for stability. Witness what's happening in the muscles as we hold this pose, muscles that are starting to work. Again, there should be no pain, so if there is, adjust. Keep lengthening through the crown of your head. There should be no pain in your lower back. And with your next exhalation, I'm going to invite you to bring your hands back to the ground. So exhaling and stepping back into the ground. And this time, bend your knees and really lengthen your torso, pulling back. Feel the opening underneath your armpits and gently start releasing one heel at a time towards the ground. Waking up the calf muscles. And again, it's towards the ground. It doesn't need to touch the ground. There's no tension in the spine. And then walking your hands to meet your fingers. Allow yourself to hang and gently sway your torso side to side. Now this might make you dizzy. If it is, then you just bring your head back to center at the height of your heart. And you can adjust the pose at any time to be here. If not, I'm going to invite you to, with your right hand, grab a hold of your left ankle and gently reach your left arm up behind you. So we're a little bit in a twist here. Breathe, pulling your heart towards your left leg. And exhale, release, allowing yourself to gently sway from side to side. Letting go of any tension in your neck. And then with your left hand, grabbing a hold of your right ankle, lifting your right arm behind you. Pulling your heart towards your right knee. And exhale, release. Allowing yourself to sway gently from side to side. Slide your hands up above your knees, resting your torso there. Reaching through the crown of your head as you pull your shoulder blades in your back body. Keep pulling now your belly button towards the ground. Feel the stretch in your hamstrings in the back of your legs. Let go of your lower jaw and soften the forehead. Breathe. And again, remember, this is your practice. You can release the pose at any time. Bending your knees. Now we're going to come into chair. So in chair, our knees are bent. We're keeping our knees behind our toes. Inhale, lift your heart, pull your shoulder blades in your back body, bring your hands to your heart. And I'm going to invite you to hold this for another 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and press into the earth to come back into your mountain pose. Take a moment to rest. Notice how you feel. Now I'm changing different sides to give you different angles of vision. But you don't need to do that, obviously. You just stay on the mat. Now, should you have a block, I invite you to place the block between your thighs. We're going to do the chair pose one more time, and we're going to add a twist to it. So once again, finding your mountain pose, lift your toes, ground yourself, and start by bringing your hands to your heart. And then I'm going to invite you to, as you exhale, to come into, imagine you're going to seat into a chair. So holding this time, bring your awareness to your right elbow. And as you exhale, bring your right elbow to the outside of your left leg, and then reach the arms up, resisting your right arm against your left leg. Notice what's happening with your pelvis. You want to keep it square to the floor. You don't want to lean into one leg more than the other. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. Center for just a moment. Pull your shoulder blades again into your back body. And this time, bring your awareness to your left elbow and bring it to the outside of your right thigh, reaching the arms up. As you inhale, you're reaching and you're lifting, you're twisting a little bit deeper. And exhale, releasing back to center, pressing into the earth, coming back to your mountain pose. Witnessing the sensations within you. Perhaps your heart is beating a little bit faster. Maybe you notice a little bit of warmth in parts of your body. Maybe parts of your body has movement, the other parts of your body feel stable. And take a moment to integrate what we've just done and for the whole body to reset, to be prepared to continue. Bringing your mind back to this moment. Beautiful. I'm going to invite you to grab a hold of your hands behind your back. Pull the hands, the shoulder blades towards one another and down, lifting your arms up. Now again, you might be using a strap for this, or you can grab a hold of your elbows. So we're just really working on opening the heart area. And then releasing that, inhale your arms up, grabbing a hold of your elbows, keeping your chin parallel to the ground. The chin wants to sometimes drop here, so keep it straight, parallel to the floor. Now, once again, ground into the earth. Lift and lengthen. And as you exhale, imagine you're sliding between two pane glass windows, laterally extending your body to the right. Inhaling back up. Reach, reach, reach through the crown of your head and slide between two pane glass windows to your left. Inhale back up. We'll do that one more time. Now again, it doesn't matter how deep you go. The intention here is to ground and to keep lengthening through the crown of your head. Like the crown of your head is sliding along the ceiling, reaching for the corner where the wall meets the ceiling. Inhale back up. And again, it's sliding in the opposite direction. Now keep reaching. That will keep the back safe. And inhaling back to center. Palms to your hands, let go. Bring your hands back to your heart center. Or again, whatever transitional pose works for you. And just take a moment to notice the gifts of what we've just done. So always check in physically, what are you noticing? Energetically, what are you noticing? What about your mind? Is it quieting down? Is it present with you right now? And again, if not, we just notice it. Every time it wanders, we bring it back. And what about your emotions? Are you letting go? Are they being released? Again, it's nothing we force. It just happens as we choose to concentrate on being here right now. Okay, continuing on. I'm going to invite you to take a wide step apart, and you're coming, at the length of your mat. So you're facing the long edge of your mat, and you're going to choose a front and a back. So let's say that your left side is now the front of your mat. So you're going to lift the left toes, rotate them forward, lift the right heels, rotate them behind you, and rotate your heart so you're facing the front of your mat, the length of your mat. Laterally extend your arms, looking forward. And now I'm imagining I'm holding my foundation strong, and I imagine someone's pulling me forward. They're pulling me forward, and I'm resisting that pull, and then drop the eye, coming into triangle pose. So take your right arm and gently place the back of the hands in your lower back, and you're gently pulling it, opening the heart. Now notice your feet. Are all ball mounts of the toes grounded, or are you lifting in somewhere? What about your back foot? Are you collapsing the arch, or do you have an arch? Gently press into the little toe of your right foot. Now what about your shoulder? What direction is it? Notice forward, pull it back in your back body, and open your heart. Lift your gaze. So this is the direction we're going in. It doesn't matter wherever you're at. Keep lengthening from your tailbone through the crown of your head. Now inhale, and as you exhale, gently pull your belly button in towards your spine and relax your lower jaw. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, pull your belly button into your spine. Lift your right arm up. Imagine someone's pulling you out of the pose. Beautiful. Come back to center and take a moment to check in, witnessing the energy. This asymmetrical pose shifts the energy strongly on one side of your body. Witness what side of your body do you notice the energy more into. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So once again, taking a wide step apart. Now the back of your mat becomes the front of your mat. So lifting the right toes and rotating them forward. Lifting the left heels, pulling them back. I'm in a wide, narrow stance. If this makes it hard to hold your balance, adjust. Pull the feet further away from one another. So there's a little bit more for the body to balance. Now heart rotates forward. Laterally extend your arms looking forward. Imagine someone's pulling you, pulling you, pulling you, and you're just simply resisting. So that front leg is engaged. Lift the kneecap. it's straight and engaged because we're stretching the muscles, and release the arm. And then with the left arm, pull it up and bring the back of the fingers, the back of the palm of your hand towards your back and gently pull and open the heart. Now keep lengthening through the crown of your head. Notice your lower shoulder. Keep pulling the shoulder blade into the back body. Notice your toes. Are all toes grounded? Is your weight evenly distributed on your feet? What about your back foot? Check the arch. Make sure you have an arch. Press into the little toe and lift the toes to make sure your arch is engaged. And then again, as you inhale, reach through the crown of your head. As you exhale, pull the belly button in towards your spine. Relax your forehead and your jaw and continue that gentle rhythm of inhaling, lengthening through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, pulling the belly button into your spine. And one more time. Lifting the arm up. Imagine someone's grabbing a hold of that hand and pulling you up, coming out of the pose and checking within. Strong sensations. What part of your body? What parts of your body, of your energy, of your mind, of your emotions are you aware of right now? And again, we just witness, we don't judge. Noticing how your body's responding to our practice, to what we're doing. Okay, continuing, let's do a goddess pose. So taking a wide step apart, bending the knees. Now your feet are in the same angle as your thighs. Okay, so opening up. Now your torso is straight and perpendicular to the ground. So you're not leaning forward, you're not tucking. If I tuck, I lose my balance. And somehow you're balancing. Lift your toes so that your arches are engaged and then let them float down. Bringing your arms out to the side, forearms parallel to the ground. Pull the shoulder blades in your back body. Breathe into your belly. Breathe into your feet. And as you exhale, press the knees away from one another. Now imagine that the universe is giving you everything you need to get more of that intention, more of that quality. So imagine that everything you need to be aware of, that you're receiving that awareness in this pose. Imagine that all the situations that are going to teach you how to get there, that they're all coming into your life. So a good example of that is that at some point in time, I wanted patience. And I was asking and to have more patience in my life. And all of a sudden, I started having more and more challenges. And I realized my patience was being tested. And I was like, well, that's not what I asked for. But then the reality is that that's how you develop the gift. That's how I developed the gift of patience, or increased patience, because I'm definitely not there where I would like to be, but where my awareness of patience increased by having to deal with these challenging times that were testing my patience. So it gave me the opportunity to hone in that skill. So maybe you don't want to ask for this after all, right? Then be careful about what you ask for. And then gently release your pose, coming out of it and taking a moment to notice how you're feeling. Body, energy, mind, what is your inner dialogue? Emotions and spirit. Beautiful. One more time, a wide step apart. You're still facing the length of your mat and rotating to the left side of your mat. We're coming into a warrior two. So once again, you're going to adjust this stance so that it's supporting your needs today. You're deciding how deeply you're going into it, how widely you're spreading your legs. But whatever you choose, check that your front knee is centered between the second and the third toe. Evenly distribute your weight. Laterally extend your arms, making fists, and then lifting your thumbs out. Looking over your thumbs, I'm going to invite you to create little circles as you breathe. And changing directions. Reaching out, flip the palm of your front hand and lift towards the ceiling. Reverse warrior, keep on reaching, keep on reaching. Relax the lower shoulder. Exhale, release, reaching forward. Rest your arm against your thigh, against your knee, against your chin. Stack the shoulders on top of one another. Internally rotate the arm and reach it over your head. There's a long line from your right foot to your right fingertips. Try to relax your whole body, and only the parts of your body that are supporting you are working. Witness what that is, how this feels. A lot of effort here. You're choosing how long you're holding it. I'm going to hold it for another count of 8, but I'm going to be quiet while I'm counting. Imagine someone's pulling you up and you're floating out of the pose, coming back to mountain pose, checking in. Strong awareness. Notice the difference between the right and the left side of your body. Keep bringing your mind back again and again from all the other thoughts to being present, to witnessing you. It's the biggest gift we can give our own being. We matter enough that we want to spend time with ourselves without judgment. We love ourselves, even our rotten selves, even our dark sides. We accept all of it and we just witness it. And we're showing our body knows whether we're lying or telling the truth by the quality of our focus, the quality of our presence with our own being. Letting go. We're going to do the same thing on the other side again. Once again, a wide stance, and now rotating your right foot forward, your left heel back, coming into that warrior 2, adjusting that foundation to be where you want to be, checking that your front knee is aligned and pointed between the second and the third toe, making sure you still have an arch in your back foot, evenly distributing your weight by pressing into both legs and bringing your torso perpendicular to the ground, rotating your heart to face the length of your mat. Lift your shoulders, pull them back, laterally extend the arms, making fists with thumbs pointed up, looking towards your right, and again going back to those little circles. Now while you're doing those circles, we're working the shoulder joints, but you're also reaching out, opening your heart, and breathing. And changing directions. Reaching out, flip the palm of your right hand up and lift towards the ceiling, reverse warrior. Again, you're lifting from the heart, you're lifting up. It's not about a back bend, it's about reaching for the ceiling. Letting the back arm just hang there. Keep reaching, keep lifting. Feel where the energy is. Your foundation is strong. And exhale, release, coming back to center. Someone's pulling you forward. Pulling, drop the arm, resist it against your chin. Stack the shoulders on top of one another. Internally rotate your left arm, reaching it over your head. And breathing. Trying to relax all upper parts of your body. Notice What muscles are having to work? Let the mind be focused. I'm going to count in my head. As you just focused on your breathing, remember to exhale. As you exhale, you're exploring, settling into the pose, but it's an active pose. Imagine someone's pulling you up, lifting you out of the pose. Coming out of the pose into mountain pose and just witness your being. Notice physically what you've worked. Notice your energy, the heat, the movement within, the awareness, the aliveness. Notice your mind and your emotions. Notice the shift that's happening throughout the practice. And smile, because that was effortful. That was work. Celebrating the strength of your body. And again, you can always hold these poses longer. You know in between that I'm doing these transitional poses. You can hold them longer. You can hold them shorter. Honor your body. Honor what it needs based on your goals for yourself. Okay, so we need to balance. It's just such a good skill for our brain to develop. And we're going to do this a little bit differently today. So we're going to go into a warrior one, which sounds like that's not a balancing pose, but I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. So if you come to the front of your mat, you're now facing, the narrow edge of your mat forward. You're going to take a step back with your right leg and come into a warrior one foundation. So notice my feet, my heels are hip distance apart so that I can kind of easily ground here. Now, relaxing your arms, I'm going to invite you to, your left leg is forward, or whichever leg you have forward, the opposite arm is going to come forward, and that same arm is going to go back. Now, I have my right arm forward. I'm going to look towards my right thumb, and then I'm going to close my eyes and see what happens. And breathe. And so you're looking at the corner of your eyes with your eyes shut. And you're going to notice how your body responds. And you're allowing your body to reconnect with its internal plumb line. Now be mindful of which foot is behind you. For me, it's my right foot. Relax the shoulders. Keep reaching through the crown of your head. And then opening your eyes, letting go, rotate onto your back foot. And we're going to step forward into a tree pose. So step forward, lifting that leg. You're going to choose where you place it. Again, you can always have it on the ground. You can have it as high or as low as you wish. Keep reaching through the crown of your head. Relax your forehead, your lower jaw, opening your heart. Find an anchor point for your gaze. And slowly release, coming out of the pose. Taking a moment to check in. Allowing the experience to settle. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So taking a step back with the opposite leg. Again, the heels are hip distance apart, right? So that you're feeling a sense of balance. Now again, you can narrow that stance or widen it. Now, my right leg is forward. My left arm is going to come forward. My right arm is going to go back. And with my eyes, I'm going to be pointed towards, I'm going to gaze towards the thumb of my left arm, of my front arm. And then once you're there, close your eyes. And breathe. Your body will have these gentle movements and you're just breathing, trying to ground. Having the body looking for that internal plumb line. Breathe. Exhale, release, rotate onto your back toes, and now step forward into that tree pose, expressing it whichever way you want to express it. And letting go. Beautiful transitional pose. Witnessing the different koshas, the different layers of our being. So in yoga, as Einstein says, everything is energy from subtle to dense. The densest part is our physical body. It's then the energy that we feel, then our minds and our emotion, and then our bliss body, our connection to spirit. So there's 5 layers of from dense to more and more subtle layers that are all around us. And so that's the part that I'm inviting you. They're all connected. That's why yoga is holistic. It's bringing all those parts together. And so as the body settles, the mind should settle, the emotions should settle. And so I hope that you're getting that experience little by little, no matter how subtle it is for you, that you're letting go of all your worries, of everything else that's going on, and you're becoming more and more present on your mat right here, right now, in this sacred space that we're creating. Okay, I'm going to invite you to find your way to the mat. And so one way that I like to play with is by placing one foot over the other, bending the knees, and just floating down. And this takes practice. It doesn't happen right away. And so from there, then your legs are crossed, leaning forward. So you're on your knees, and then we're going to come onto our hands and knees. I'm going to be a little bit at an angle here. And from hands on knees, I'm going to invite you to tuck your toes and lift your knees up, and we're in a plank pose. And so hold this plank pose for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and ground your knees and take a moment here to rest. Now notice what's happening in your wrists. There might be a lot of pressure in your wrists, so you want to put the pressure and the weight in the ball mounts of the fingers. Gently lift your wrist. We're going to do this one more time. As we do this, know that you can place one knee at a time towards the ground, or have your, again, if your knees are here, I'm not really in table, there's already a little bit of core work happening, so you're choosing how you're expressing this. Middle fingers parallel, wrists shoulder width apart, and not sinking. I'm pressing myself away from the floor. Tuck your knees and lift once again into plank pose. As you inhale, you're lengthening through the crown of your head. As you exhale, pull your belly button and your core in towards your spine. And once again, you can just release little by little. There should be no pain in your lower back. So holding this for another 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and release the knees right where they fall. Now we're going to rotate. So I'm lifting my right ankle up, my right ankle up, and rotating it so it's now perpendicular to me, coming out to my side body. I'm going to come into a side plank. So I'm going to invite you here to be in a side plank. So you can be in a side plank with that knee on the ground, or you can press into your extended leg coming up. And so there's all these options here, whichever one you wish to express, holding that for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release, coming out of the pose. Letting go for a moment, releasing the wrists if you're feeling any tension there. And again, adjusting this pose to meet you where you're at today. I'm taking you a little bit by surprise there with a little bit of this core work. So A side plank on the other side, reaching the hand up. So this is one place to start, and you can start here and lift that leg up. Again, you can also extend both legs up or lift the leg for good measure. I'm going to do the same on the other side. And so holding for another 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and letting go. Coming out of the pose. If hero pose is accessible to you, sitting on your heels, grounding the palms of your hands, and just taking a moment to be within and to notice physically, energetically, mind and emotions, where you're at, witnessing without judgment. Whatever it is the work, is the effort of our being. We are alive. That is a gift. We are together. That is a gift. And we're giving our being attention, time, and space. And that in itself is healing. We matter. And so, continuing on, from hero pose, I'm going to invite you this time to lie on your belly. So, lying down on your belly. Yeah, and you can still see me, that's great. Squeeze your legs towards one another, engage your glutes, press the pubic bone into the ground, and lift. Imagine someone's pulling the back of your heart up. Now don't lift your chin. Keep staring at the floor in front of you. Your arms are off the ground. And so you can also place the arms alongside your body and gently press the palms of your hands towards the ceiling. And so with each inhalation, keep lengthening and lifting a little bit more. Relax the lower jaw. And for another 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And bending the elbows, rest the top of your forehead on the back of your hands. Just allowing yourself to release into the ground. And we're going to do this one more time, squeezing your legs together, this time bringing your arms out to the sides. Squeeze your glutes, press the pubic bone in the ground, and lift your heart a little bit higher. And so here, I'm going to invite you to inhale, clap your hands forward, clap your hands back. 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 Last time. Clap your hands forward, clap your hands back, and let go. Let go of any tension, any gripping, no matter where you're experiencing it. Invite those areas of your body to just melt into the mat. And whenever you're ready to continue, I'm going to invite you to flip over onto your back body. Lying onto your back, bending your knees. Your heels are close to your glutes. Allow your arms to externally rotate, palms facing the ceiling. Inhale, pressing into the earth, and lift your belly button up towards the sky, holding the bridge pose. With your inhalation, inhale, lift your arms over your head. My arms might be disappearing off of the screen. I hope that's okay. They're still there. Inhale, reach as you exhale, bring them back down. Let your glutes reach the floor. Inhale, lift your arms over your head as you press your belly button towards the ceiling. Reach, reach, reach. And exhale, release. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, release. Last time, inhale, reach, reach, reach. Keep pressing your knees away from you. Squeeze your glutes a little bit higher. Resist your chin away from your chest so there's no pressure in your neck. And hold for 8. And I'm going to do the rest quietly. So just focus on your breathing and on the peace within you. And slowly letting go, pulling your knees into your chest and allowing yourself to roll gently from side to side. Inviting your knees onto your left side and gently release the back body towards the floor so you're in some kind of twist. Imagine that you're melting onto the ground. Beautiful. Grabbing a hold of your knees, pulling them into your chest, allowing yourself gently to rock from side to side. And then floating both knees towards the right side of your body and releasing your whole spine, the back body towards the ground. And again, you're in a twist. Imagine your muscles are melting away from the bones. And pulling your knees into your chest one more time, allowing yourself to rock from side to side. Bringing the soles of your feet together, grabbing a hold of your ankles and pressing your elbows into your knees. Let's see if I do it this way, you might see a little bit more. There we go. So I'm pressing my elbows into my inner thighs and I'm in a seated butterfly pose. Mashing the soles of your feet. And then inhale the legs up. Gently press the soles of your feet towards the ceiling. Grabbing a hold of the back of your legs. Straightening and stretching the hamstrings. Releasing both legs towards the outside, wide-legged fold. Grab a hold of your inner thighs. So you're pointing the knees towards the ground. Pulling the legs up together again. Pull them into your chest. And then find your Shavasana. Take a moment to lie yourself down onto your mat. If you have a bolster, you may place the bolster underneath your knees to support your lower back, or to put them underneath your spine to open up your heart. And I'm going to invite you to take a moment to align your being so it's symmetrical on the floor. If you have lights on, you may wish to turn them off. If you have a blanket, grab a hold of the blanket, place it over your body. And so lying down on your spine, finding symmetry between the right and the left side of your body. Lift your heart, pull the shoulder blades underneath you towards one another and down towards your waist. And then externally rotate your arms so that the palms are facing the ceiling. When you wrists about a foot away from your body, there's a little bit of air underneath your armpits, cooling to the nerve plexus. Squeeze the legs together, gently lift your belly button, Settle in and then let go. Allow your legs to fall where they may. And then softening your forehead. Allow your eyes to sink in their sockets and the gaze rests at your third eye. Unclench your teeth. Allow your tongue to float inside your mouth. Relax the soft palate and the ear canals. Allow your head to be heavy and to melt into the mat. Breathe into your heart. Feel the heart space gently expand three-dimensionally like a giant sphere into your chest, into your back body. It's just expanding wide with that heart energy. As you inhale, that ball expands. As you exhale, it contracts. Stay there for a few moments, just observing its gentle motion. Again, you might not actually see it. You might need to imagine it. Breathe into your solar plexus, the area between your belly button and your heart. Feeling both lungs expand, the rib cage gently expands. And as you exhale, allow your whole body to become heavier, sinking into the mat. Notice how you're being supported. How right here, right now, you are safe. Supported by the earth. And by your intention of being there for you. Breathing into your lower belly. And as you exhale, let go of all that tension that we hold in our groin area in the second chakra. So many of our emotional issues are buried there, like in the dark side of the moon. And then traveling through your legs. Imagine that an ocean is just washing through them, cleansing, releasing any tension, any pain. And now your whole body is letting go. Allow yourself for the next few minutes to just melt. Let go of what you no longer need, what no longer serves. I'm going to invite you to slowly come back by wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes. Reconnecting to your breath. Coming back to this present moment. Notice how you feel. Notice the gifts of your practice. Bending your knees, I invite you to turn onto the right side of your body into fetus pose and to stay there for a moment, preparing for the rest of your day. And then gently pushing yourself up into a comfortably seated position facing me. Imagine that you're facing all these beautiful souls that are sitting all over the earth, because there's many of you in different places. It's just amazing how we can all be together. And so taking a moment to sit there and reconnect with your heart, reconnect with your intention. Breathing that gift you're giving yourself with a moment of gratitude. Moment of gratitude for your body, how it serves you, for the wise part of you that guides you to do things that just help you find increased wellness. And perhaps taking a moment to just turn towards the rest of your day, setting an intention for the rest of your day. What quality do you want to bring with you? How do you wish to be? We think so much about what we want to do, but who do you want to be for the rest of your day? And then inhaling your arms up, collecting all this good energy you've put into your space and pulling it into your heart. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you so much for joining me today. I wish I could see and not just sense your beautiful spirits. Namaste.
Contact me to register for my online classes.